afternoon, my loves. Welcome to Maverick Baking and welcome to another chocolate review. It is finally below 30 degrees consistently here, which means we are back to chocolate weather. It's too much during the summer. It's been a hot minute since we've done one of these videos, but I am very excited to be bringing you a brand new product, at least to this channel today, in the Ferrero Raffaello bar. Probably about a year ago now, potentially even more, we reviewed the 3 Ferrero Rocher bars from Ferrero, unsurprisingly, in the kind of dark, classic milk and white version. All 3 of which, perhaps the dark lesser so than the other 2, but at least the kind of classic milk flavor and the white flavor made me and my entire family, when they also tasted it, nothing less than feral. Basically, it was an incredible, satisfying chocolate bar in terms of taste, in terms of texture, and in terms of comparison to the original product it is meant to mimic. So I am incredibly excited to have found, at the very heights of my local supermarket, the full Ferrero Raffaello bar. Now, I had heard this existed, but I had not yet seen it in Italy, so I'm very excited to taste it for you guys today and let you know whether it is worth your money, if you're lucky enough to find it like I was, that is. If you're unfamiliar with the Raffaello, think of Ferrero Rocher. Think of those little gold wrappers made by Ferrero that are typically made up of a hazelnut wrapped in a kind of Nutella-like chocolate hazelnut spread, a biscuit or wafery shell, and then a kind of studded hazelnut milk chocolate exterior. The Raffaello is a sort of white chocolate, coconut and almond version of that. Typically there's a whole almond or something close to it inside with a kind of white chocolate coconutty cream, the wafer, and then an exterior made of white chocolate and those lovely, messy, flaky coconut bits. So that's exactly what this bar is supposedly taking inspiration from. I can't wait to get my gums around it, so let's do it. It's not the highest quality chocolate. It's not the most ethical product. We're talking sugar, cocoa butter, milk powder, lots of palm oil. Is this going to be your #1 pick in terms of quality and ethics? No. Hopefully we're going to be able to taste what it's mimicking to enjoy that kind of nostalgic Raffaello vibe. We have this lovely, listen to this. We have this lovely kind of papery silver foil that we are going to just impatiently tear into. Much like the other kind of Ferrero Rocher inspired bars, we have some very, very pretty molding on this one. If you guys aren't new to the channel, you'll know that chocolate bar appearance, in my opinion, is just as important as the taste. If you're presented with a boring bar, you're going to expect pretty boring flavors. So with this having had a little bit of effort put into the molding to show us that kind of truffle-like shape and to kind of brand in that Raffaello on there, not only do you know what you're eating, but it shows a little bit of care, a little bit of effort, if you will. Of course, absolutely zero snap because we have a soft and chewy white chocolate filling. Getting a snap on white chocolate is difficult enough even when it's not filled, so there is absolute silence when breaking this bar apart. It smells a lot more coconutty than it does almondy, so I'm interested to see how much the kind of texture of the almond actually comes through, let alone the flavor. Let's see if this bar is worth your money. Okay. My day has already been improved. Super sweet, super creamy, just as you would expect. Okay, much like the Ferrero Rocher inspired bars, the textures are absolutely there. You have gorgeous, smooth chocolate on the outside. In this particular case, even more creamy than normal because of the presence of all of the milk and the fact it's white chocolate in general. The filling is soft and truffle-like. It feels fancy, it feels expensive, it feels luxurious. The coconut adds just enough sort of tiny bit of crunch and tiny bit of chewiness. Nothing as kind of extreme as a Bounty or an Almond Joy bar, but enough to let you know that it is there and it is there to stay. Intense vanilla flavor with the creaminess and the milkiness from the white chocolate. The coconut does kind of overwhelm it. They play well together, but the coconut is definitely coming out on top. The coconut is the older sibling in this fight. The only thing, if I had to be pretty picky, that is missing from this bar that wasn't missing from the other bars is the nuttiness. The almonds are absent, to be completely honest. Though they are visible, you can, perhaps on camera, I hope, at least in person, you can see that there are kind of little chunks or little chips of almonds scattered throughout. Whether it's that they haven't been toasted, whether it's that they're not the highest quality almonds, or whether it's just that there isn't enough to stand up to the intense milky vanilla and super strong coconut flavor that's also in there, the almond component is not there, which is something that brings not only a lot of texture, but also, of course, a distinctive flavor to an otherwise entirely white chocolate and coconut treat in the little truffles. So if I'm being picky, that's about the only thing we're missing. Other than that, if you were to give me a square of this, I would be pretty confident in saying that I knew what this was trying to mimic. You would know that this was supposed to be not only a Ferrero product, but specifically a Raffaello product. It's coconut done well, which isn't always done very well. Often when you find coconut in chocolate bars, it's too intensely chewy, it gets stuck in your teeth, it's just not particularly pleasant. And sometimes when the flavor is so strong or of a particular kind, you can feel like you're eating half chocolate and half coconut flavored hand soap or something. This strikes a really good balance in terms of the texture and the flavor of the coconut with that lovely but intensely sweet white chocolate. Could you smash the whole bar in one sitting? I don't know. It is pretty sweet and pretty rich, but that's always to be expected from white chocolate. It would have been nice to have almost the little kind of savory component of the almonds to pair with that rather than clash with it, but you know what? Overall, I can say that this bar is pretty close to what I expected and pretty bloody nice to eat. So on that basis, I will be giving the Ferrero Raffaello bar a pretty solid 4 out of 5. If you have also tried the Ferrero Raffaello bar, do let me know in the comments box below. Do you think this lives up to the hype? Do you think it could be better, or do you think it's complete and utter heaven at a much better price than a box of Raffaello normally is? Of course, if you are new to the channel, do not hesitate to tap that subscribe button, because I know that over 70% of those folks watching are not subscribed yet, and it's unacceptable. We need to do something about it. But in all seriousness, we are conducting food reviews, we're also doing foodie vlogs, we're doing food challenges, and of course, lots of gorgeous and super accessible baking recipes on the channel too. It would be lovely to see you again. But I'm afraid that is all I have time for today, guys. I am going to smash another couple of chunks of this with a cup of tea and go and relax. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you for the next one.